And finally, the last triple treat of the day in 2025, the Harley Sports Glide. And again, I'll do the loop, and again, I'll stop. And I'll tell you what I've had done to the bike. It's now run in, it's been serviced, it's had the modifications, and it's absolutely fantastic. But anyway, let's just get the loop done, and I'll stop off and have a wee chat. And so far I've been lucky, the weather has been kind. So hopefully I'll get back all dry. Enjoy. So again, I was going to say this bike's in third gear, but car slowed up there, so I had to change it down. This is such a lovely place to be, the Harley. I don't know what it is, just suits me down to the ground. Very relaxing, very comfortable. I think it sounds great now with that pipe. Doesn't sound too loud, it's not too much in your face. And the tune has really transformed the bike. But I'll tell you more about that when we stop. Should have brought my wallet really, because all these, well, two of the bikes I really need filled up. This is Daisy, too late. But again, with this bike, you know, whether you're out in the countryside and cutting the corners and having fun on the twisties, or whether you then come into town, it just reeks comfort from every angle. And it's a really easy bike to push along. You know, it's still a heavy bike for a Harley, but compared to other Harleys, it's not. You know, it's still a heavy bike. I mean, compared to other bikes, but compared to a Harley, it's not. It's not far off 100 grams lighter than my 100 kilograms lighter than my Ultra, which is quite a saving, really. And it doesn't feel heavy. All the weight's very low down. I really like it. This has been my favourite Harley. Definitely, this has been what I hoped it would be. And that is a really good compromise, and I think it is. It's just wonderful. That was just in top gear, torquing along. I just realised that all my bikes are no longer made. The Thruxton's no longer made, the VFR 1200 is no longer made, and they stopped making this last year. They stopped selling this last year. I bought one of the last models. Well, I've enjoyed that today. That's been very therapeutic, very relaxing, just to get out and do these little loops. I'm not feeling at my best, so it was nice to get out and do something. Right, so the last of the three, the Sports Glide. Right, so obviously I've been over it before and I showed you that I've added this sissy bar on. I've added my crash bars. I've added the rad guard that I got from Australia. I've put on a better screen. Oh yeah, and obviously the Reinhardt exhaust. I've got a high flow air filter and a new backing plate to allow the air through. It's had a stage 1 and it's had a Dawn tune. I've fitted these obviously onto my handlebars for my sat nav and my phone, and that's it. So it got its first service done. It's nearly done 1200 miles now. It got its first service done. I got the speedo replaced under warning because it was fogging up. The replacement is fogging up, but not quite as bad. It's a Harley. What can I say? Brakes are yesteryear. They're definitely, I mean, after riding those last 2 bikes, the brakes are definitely yesteryear. They're sort of 20 years out of date with everything else. You've got to give the lever a bit of a pull. But they're okay. As long as you understand what you've got, they're fine. I think it's a beautiful looking bike. I've even had people who don't like Harleys actually say, you know what, that's not a bad looking bike. I think the lines is really nice. I think the fact that it's got the upside down forks and the bags, it just all looks kind of right. It just looks proportionally right. It's really nice, really nice. That there is me putting a CF50 on it. That's what that is. It's not the Fort Seals. I love it. I love it. I love it. I do. It's the best Harley I've had. It's the compromise. You know, I've got the problems with my chest and my shoulder and so forth, and all the bigger bikes have been a problem for me since then. I always get back to the same point where I just struggle to handle them a little bit. That's a long story, but you know, there's a reason why I've got that problem. But it got a Dawn tune. Now I was debating to get the Dawn tune or go and buy the Vance & Hines FP tuner and get that fitted. The FP tuner would have been about £450. The Dawn tune was a couple £100 more than that. Now, if I'd fitted the Vance & Hines tuner, at least I would have had something that I could have modified myself. I would have had access to it. But I'd heard sort of mixed results about the Vance & Hines, but I'd heard nothing but good results about the Dawn tune. And I just decided when it come to it that I'll never do anything more than a stage 1. I never will. I don't care about making it any faster. I've got fast bikes. I don't need this to be a missile. It's a cruiser. That's what I like. I like it just for its torque and its comfort. So I paid £650 for the Dawn tune. The can I bought, I think, was about £550, but I bought that from Edinburgh Hardy, and then of course they were closing down. They would have done all the work, but they were closing down, so I went and got the can and kept a hold of it in my garage. So I had that, fitted that myself so that I didn't have to go through that hassle of carrying pipes and so forth. And so the Dawn tune was £650. The high flow air filter was a couple £100. It was just under that. It was about £170 or something by the time I got discount. And the back plate wasn't that expensive. I'm sure it was nothing. It was £30–40 or something. It was next to nothing. I got the original bits back from them so that I could always revert it, and I've got the original can as well. And you know, I came out of the West Coast Harley Davidson, and I thought they'd fitted a turbocharger to my bike. The difference in the power is just phenomenal, and now it's idling really well. Before it was very erratic, like it was hunting all the time, and I knew that was connected to the tune and the emissions and all that kind of stuff, and I was confident that the tune would sort that out, and it has. But my God, can it go? I mean, it wasn't a slouch before. It was okay. I was quite happy with the power. It didn't bother me because it was a lot lighter than my Ultra. The fact that I had the 107 Milwaukee M8 engine, I still felt that it was much faster than it felt much faster than my Ultra, felt much more nimbler, and that's before I got the tune. But goodness me, since I've had the tune, it's like a bat out of hell. It just goes. It's got so much grunt. I would probably say it is close to what the 114 Bubba was that I got a shot of. If you remember, I had a shot of that. I'd say it's slightly better than that. That's the kind of difference in the power. It is absolutely fantastic. But it's such a good looking bike, and I've been out with the club and done a run already. I've been, unfortunately, you know, a lot of the runs haven't worked out for me because I've either needed to do the running in miles, or I've been busy, or not been well for the last few weeks. You know, I just seem to have one excuse after another. But I did do one chippy run with them, and that was great. And it's just a great place to be. I love it. It's just a lovely bike. It really is superb, you know. And the fact that you can strip it back and make it naked is really good. You know, the crash bars maybe look a bit naff. Well, they don't look naff, but when you take all the bits off, you probably wish the crash bars weren't there. But when it's all together like this, they're fine. I say a lot, don't I? Never mind. Oh, there I go again. Yeah, it's a superb bike. And it is the best Harley I've owned, definitely. I mean, they've been all good. All the 103 twin cams have been good. And a twin cam 88 as well. They've all been good. I've enjoyed them all. I've had some fun on them, but this is by far the better Harley. It is a compromise on the Ultra because it doesn't quite have the carrying capacity. The bags aren't massive, but they're big enough. They're not a great deal smaller, and I can still put a bag on the back. So for most of the stuff I'm going to do, I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be absolutely fine. I'm sure I'll miss the Ultra when I go to Thunder in the Glen and I've got to put my tent and everything on the back, but there is a compromise. You just got to live with that. But I think for most of my riding, though, it's a perfect sweet spot. And I do think it's just a beautiful Harley. I think it's really understated, but nice. Oh yeah, I put the fender extender on it as well. I just like it. I just really like it. The Reinhardt exhaust, pain in the arse to fit, because the clamp that they give you, this clamp here, it won't fit. You can't get it to close. It's just not. If it'd been another 5mm even, it would be perfect. But the bastards just made it so difficult for me, and I had to, tomfoolery to get that on. Tomfoolery. It was just crazy what I had to do to get that on. Shouldn't have been. It just should have been a simple job. Anyway, let's get going because I'm obviously moaning. Oh, it just feels right. It just feels right. What can I say? I do feel that this and the Thruxton are two special bikes in a way that it was a bit yesteryear, but very enjoyable yesteryear. Needs petrol. The old head check. Here we go. But the Dawn tune has made it rapid. It's sorted out all the erratic running. Well worth getting done for the result, I think. I don't like the fact that I don't have control over it, and if I need anything done, it's got to go to a Harley dealer. It doesn't have to be a Harley dealer, by the way. There are some other motor factor dealers in Scotland that actually do have a licence for the Dawn tune, so you're not just stuck to West Coast Harley. You can take it to any of those guys. Fax is one of them, I think, but there is a few that there's other alternatives if you need to get any modifications done. But as I say, you know, if I keep it going to West Coast to get the servicing done, you know, they'll tweak anything they need to tweak, but I won't be doing anything else. I won't be doing beyond a stage 1, so I don't really see me needing to access the tune again. But I'm really pleased with the results. I suppose one could say, what the fuck? Why isn't it like that from the factory? We know the answer to that. We know why that's the case. It's got something to do with the stuff that jingles in your pocket, or doesn't once you pay for it. But I do feel that the bike is now sorted 100% to how I want it and ready for any occasion. So it's in second gear now. I just like to tell you these things about what gear it's in when I'm going through the towns and that, because I like to demonstrate that the bike is smooth and easy to just ride along. And all the bikes I have are very good town bikes. The motorbike's out today anyway, that's for sure. It pulls like a steam train, it really does. And I think I made a comment that when I was out with Paul and he was on his GS 1250, he said to me, I can't believe how quick that bike is, and that was before I got the tune done. And how well I could ride it, you know, but I've always been at home on these bikes. I don't know what it is, I just feel a lot more comfortable on them. I could quite whip around quite quickly with them, you know. That's what I was going to mention. I thought, are we mentioning on the way back about the TT? Because I'm a massive fan of the TT. And those guys are just stupidly brave, aren't they? It's phenomenal what they do. And if you look at, as time's progressed and they get faster and faster, my God, it's scary how fast they ride that course. And if you want an idea, if you're a gamer by any chance, get a shot or buy the TT game and have a wee go at doing the circuit. And I know it's a computer game and that it's awkward to control and so forth, because motorbike games are never that brilliant, just because of the nature of a motorbike. But that gives you a real idea of how they are a millisecond away from death. How they ride those roads consistently so fast and don't come a cropper. It's just unbelievable. And good old John McGuinness is still out there doing pretty well for his age now, and you know, his mind and so forth. You know, a lot of people have said, oh, he should give up, but John's still, I mean, I wish he would give up, just because I wouldn't like anything to happen to him. I think it's time for him to retire and enjoy his life and his family. But you know, he's obviously got it in his soul to keep racing. But my God, he's still doing remarkably well, you know. But those guys, honestly, they are the real racing heroes, aren't they? I mean, basically, you can go back to Formula 1 racing before Jackie Stewart tried to normalise it all, make it a bit safer, which is understandable why, because he lost so many of his friends. But back in the day when they used to race, that's what it's like. It's that level of racing. It's just bare bones, absolutely mental death trap. It's a death wish, really. I take my hat off to them. Absolutely super skilled riders. They make MotoGP riders just look like, I don't know, amateurs in my mind. Because what they do is just, that road racing is just, it's a completely different thing. Don't get me wrong, I know GP racing, they've still got a lot of skill in that, so I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying that, to me, these road riders are a different class. Anyway, that's me had a wee rumble, 3-bike rumble, and it's been very enjoyable for me. Probably not so for you, but I've enjoyed it. It's been great, and 3 bikes have been brilliant. I have not got a negative fact on any of them. In fact, the only thing I don't like about this bike is that, and it's a very small thing and it doesn't matter, right, but it doesn't tell you what gear it's in unless it's moving, and that's quite annoying, because you get to a junction sometimes, and because it's a torquey bike, sometimes you can find yourself, you're in second or third when you pulled up. Now I know that's a bad habit and bad riding, but just because it's got so much torque, it's just so easy to ride it in second and third gear at these low speeds. I'm in third now, you know. So if you suddenly have to stop or something, then you don't know what gear you're in, and that's a bit shit. I don't know why Harley make it like that. But other than that, it's wonderful. It is a wonderful bike. I actually feel like staying out all day now. That's what I feel like doing, but I've got other things to do. So, and I'm not at my best, so I'm not going to go any further. Anyway, thank you for joining me on the little triple Sunday that I've had on my 3 bikes. Seems to be a pattern that I have 3 bikes. I've actually got 5 bikes, but you know, 3 on the road. They're all different, they're all special in their own way, and I hope this year that I can do a bit of footage on all of them and get a good, I'm hoping that this year is my best biking year. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching if you're still here, and take care, and just enjoy your Sunday. Bye for now.